think of a better panel to share with us their thoughts on this. They have shown through their deeds and their actions and the organizations that they have created that anything is possible.
Let me go back maybe 50 years plus to maybe set the platform, and I won't take 50 years to complete the story of what is happening in India as we see it. I think that 50 years back or almost 60 years back is really what you saw, a new powerhouse getting built, and that was Japan. And when that transformation started, that engine, I think, went at full steam for almost 20-25 years. We can, in an economic context, try to understand what really happened there. A whole lot of things happened. There was innovation, there was drive, and there was growth. And that engine continued right through maybe up to the 80s. We then had, a few years later, the tiger economies, South Korea, Taiwan, Malaysia, et al., also starting to transform. And that growth again continued for almost 20-25 years. Then you had the Southeast Asian countries get on a growth path. They grew, what's called the ASEAN countries. They grew for maybe 10 to 12 years before they hit a roadblock. That roadblock was the financial crisis of 1997, the Asian financial crisis of 1997. That was, I think, a man-made crisis. Again, we will not go into the history and the economics of it, but it was a long growth path. And then you had China starting somewhere after Southeast Asia, and that growth story still goes on. Maybe there is a pause now, we don't know, we will see, but it has been a 15-year story. So the lesson that I draw from this is that when economic transformation starts happening, and in most cases it happens at very low per capita incomes. If you look at whether it was the tiger economies or Southeast Asia, probably transformation starts at per capita incomes of between $500 and $1,000. And then a whole set of drivers come to be seen in the economy which take it on to the next level, and so on and so forth. As I say it, the same thing is happening in India, except that it did not start happening like in China 15 years back, but started happening maybe 4 or 5 years back. And our economy transited from 5% to 6, 7, 8 and then 9% to last year. And I think at this point in time there is speculation, given what is happening around the world, will we grow at 7% or not? And will we grow in the coming year? Will we grow at 7 or not? That's where we are. 6 months back, the global, I would say, events in a way happened to challenge India. And as I saw things from a close quarter, I also wear a hat as the president of the Confederation of Indian Industry, which is the apex body for Indian industry. From a situation in July where there was euphoria, when I talked to the National Council members, 60 of them, to October, a situation of complete gloom, November gloom, December gloom. But when I take stock in January, maybe 70% of the businesses around the table say we are more or less back to normal. 30% still aren't back to normal. So there is pain of various types, but I think psychology has overcome a lot of us. And if you look at the media, it doesn't look like we are a economy at growing at 7%. It more looks more like an economy which is challenged. So I would think that taking stock of the sort of mood swing that I saw at the industry level, looking at it as a banker, looking at where challenges and what opportunities my customers see. We are looking at probably ending, we end, as India ends its annual accounting year in March. We should see growth at near 7%, despite last quarter numbers seem to have come at 5.3%, but I would believe there is probably some aberration there. We should end the year at 7%. And if I'm right, that the feedback that I was given was right, rather, that is 79 out of 80 of the members, the council members at the CII believe that this quarter is better than last quarter. And then I dare say that if we are looking at a 7% growth for the year ending March, we should look at least a 7% growth for a year for the year going ahead. So I will rest my case here. So I hope I'm not wrong this time, Cyril. I would put it on the table that I am a bull at this point in time for India. Globally, the different situation, and I believe that at least we will grow at 7% going ahead. But again, we have my friends Mukesh and Uday to give their own perspectives.
And perhaps want to challenge that number as well.
Certainly.